Kenya's current development plan is pegged on the Big Four agenda, whose intention is to expand and speed up the achievement of food security, creation of a robust manufacturing sector with the potential to create 1.3 million jobs by the year 2022, provision of affordable housing, and the achievement of universal healthcare coverage. Central to the success of all these sectors is the provision of water. In tandem with the nation's Vision 2030 blueprint, the government has prioritized the provision of clean drinking water and improved sanitation to her citizens. Under the Water Act 2002, 8 water services boards were created with a view to moving closer to the country's increased water demand. The Lake Victoria North Water Services Board was established in March 2004.
Lake Victoria North was one of the 8 water services boards that were born after the rationalization of the Water Act 2002 in 2006. And it has specific mandate to develop infrastructure and also manage the water service provision in the area of jurisdiction.
The broad mandate of the water services boards is to ensure access to quality water and sanitation services through the development of water and sanitation assets and contracting and supervising water service providers. With the coming of the new constitution in 2010, water and sanitation service provision was entrusted to the county governments. The water service boards now have the broad function of water and sanitation infrastructure development as captured in the revised Water Act 2016. Western region and parts of the Rift Valley fall under the jurisdiction of the Lake Victoria North Water Services Board. The counties covered are Kakamega, Busia, Bungoma, Vihiga, Trans Nzoia, Uasin Gishu, sections of Elgeyo Marakwet, and Nandi.
Infrastructure Development Section has the mandate to plan, source for funds, implement, and make sure projects of water and sanitation in nature operate within this jurisdiction. So the Infrastructure Development Section mainly is concerned with urban towns that are covered by the water service providers. So our mandate is to ensure that these towns, because of the population which is advancing, we make sure that we are in tandem in terms of provision of water and sanitation services.
Since inception, the board has implemented several water supply and sanitation projects. This has been made possible through financing by the Government of Kenya, the World Bank, UNICEF, the African Development Bank, the Italian, German, Korean, Belgian, and Japanese governments. The board's projects straddle the rural and urban areas of the region. They range from major water supply projects to community-based projects serving thousands of consumers. The Nzoia cluster comes in 3 phases. Phase 1, which costs 2.3 billion Kenya shillings, serves over 200,000 consumers. This has already been handed over to the Nzoia Water and Sanitation Company by the board.
The very first big project implemented by the board is the Nzoia Cluster Phase 1 project, which was co-financed by the Government of Kenya and the KfW through the German Development Bank. The program involved a number of cluster towns within our board area. We have Kitale town, which benefited. We have Bungoma and Webuye town. And for Kitale town, we embarked on having a gravity scheme for the town, because you know this is a very rich agricultural town, growing very fast with a large population. And the existing water supply was a pumping scheme from Nzoia River, which had a lot of costs associated with the electricity costs in terms of pumping.
The Kakamega, Busia, and Nambale water supply projects are the offshoots of Phase 2 of the Nzoia cluster. The project has been implemented at a cost of 3.2 billion shillings. It is designed to meet the planned demand for Kakamega, Busia, Matayos, Bumala, and Nambale towns by the year 2025. The sanitation component of the project has witnessed the construction of Masinda Muliro University sewage treatment works, Malaba sewer lines, and Shirere sewage treatment works.
Because as we bring in water supply, which is portable, as people consume, we expect a percentage of it to be converted to wastewater. So there is need also to, in tandem, to have a sanitation system. So under the same Zoya Cluster Phase 2 funding, for Kakamega Town, we had a sewerage system implemented also under the project, where we rehabilitated the existing Shirere sanitation ponds. They were desilted, and so that their capacities could be improved. We also built a brand new system called Masinde Muliro University sewerage ponds in collaboration with the university, which donated the land. So we constructed these ponds, and they mainly serve the university and parts of Milimani area of Kakamega Town. We also had a sanitation system component in Busia, where we rehabilitated the existing ponds in Busia Town. So overall, we can say that the KFW funding really improved the water and sanitation access for Kakamega Town, for Busia Town, and for Nambale Town.
On the other hand, the Nzoia Phase 3 lumps several water and sanitation infrastructural developments. The program, which is jointly funded by the Kenya government and the World Bank to the tune of 3.2 billion shillings, has been implemented under the Water and Sanitation Services Improvement Program, WASIP. Areas covered by WASIP include Mumias, Eldoret, Lesos, Kapsowar, Lumakanda and Kipkaren, Kaimosi, Jeptulu, Serem, Kwanza and Kimilili, among others. The expansion of the Chebara treatment works has been a big boost to the Eldoret water supply project. The dam is designed to produce 10,000 cubic meters of water per day. Subsequently, water production has risen to 28,000 cubic meters a day.
For implementation of this project, the population of Eldoret used to rely on an existing line which was built in the 1924s and 1960. So gradually, after some time, the line became deteriorated because of usage and also age. It was not able to transmit the designed amount of water. So the need to address this resorted to the design and construction of this particular project.
The core mission of the Lake Victoria North Water Services Board is to ensure provision of sustainable water and sanitation services. Of the slightly over 7 million consumers under the board's coverage area of 14,000 square kilometers, the majority are to be found in rural areas. Despite this, the major water and sanitation infrastructural setups are to be found in urban centers. Due to the fluctuating settlement patterns, the board faces several challenges in implementing major water projects in the rural areas of coverage.
So we are charged with the responsibility of ensuring that the rural is not forgotten, and that we ensure that they get access to clean water. The Constitution is very clear that we all have the right to access to clean water, and that forms the basis of the section to ensure that they have access. It's their right, and we have to do it.
Since inception, the board, through the Community Development section, has implemented 3 main rural water development programs. These are the Water Sanitation and Hygiene, WASH, funded by UNICEF and the Kenya government; Kenya Water and Sanitation Programs, KWSP, funded by SIDA and DANIDA; and the government-funded Public Initiative Program, PIP. Under these programs, numerous water and sanitation utilities have come up. Through one other upshot, the Community Project Cycle (CPC) initiative, over 600,000 consumers in the rural coverage have benefited. In all the community water supply projects, the sense of ownership and the resultant gains have been appreciated by the beneficiaries.
One of us in the community identified that need and wrote a proposal shared with us, and then wrote a proposal to the Lake Victoria North Water Service Board, of which it was approved, and we were funded. Before the construction, they came to assess the borehole, and they found that there is enough water to supply the whole community. So we were funded with money to start the construction, so as to supply the market, the police, both secondary and primary schools. And up to now, we are through with the project, with the construction, because the school has water. The schools, both schools, the primary and secondary, has water. the police has water, and the market also is getting enough water, clean water.
We are not buying any water for the boys. We've got plenty of water in the teachers' quarters, boarding section, in the kitchen.
Tangu Lake Victoria Water Services Board wakuje, tumepata maji safi, na hii maji inatusaa vizuri, tunaendelea kunywa maji safi. Mambo ya magonjwa hata yenye tulikuwa tuna experience last time, saa hizi hatuko nayo, kwa sababu hii maji ni maji safi na yanatusaidia sisi kama jamii hii.
Community imebenefit kwa hii maji, hasa wakati wa kiangazi, visima wa dry, hata mitoni hazina maji. Sasa tumebenefit kwa sababu hii project naona maji inaendelea kutoka wakati kama kiangazi iko.
Ni maji mazuri, ni maji masafi. Hata ukikunywa haiwezi kukudhuru mahali popote. Kwa hivyo tunataka kushukuru tu Lake Victoria, waendelee kuwa na huo moyo kwa sababu ya maji. Hakika hata afadhali ukose chakula kwa nyumba lakini ukuwe na maji.
The major benefit is that people are getting enough clean and safe water, and so we have reduced the waterborne diseases. So we just appreciate the Lake Victoria North Water Service Board for taking care of the people of Shibuli and Ebuchinga community.
With the enormous support that the board has received from development partners, the government through the Ministry of Water and Sanitation, and cooperation from all stakeholders, the board has been able to implement these many water and sanitation projects and much more towards the fulfillment of her mandate. This has seen the water coverage level rise from just about 30% at inception to slightly over 50% at the moment. The impact of strong administrative foundation of the board, supportive board of directors, as well as the management staff cannot be gainsaid. Little wonder then that the Lake Victoria North Water Services Board is one of the first institutions to be certified to the new quality management system ISO 9001:2015 and the environment management system ISO 14001:2014. In the coming years, the board has put in place a robust mechanism to ensure that it meets and even surpasses the Ministry of Water and Sanitation's target of increasing access to over 80% by the year 2020. In order to attain this, the board has come up with a 10-year investment plan upon which its next 5-year strategic plan, which runs from 2017 to 2022, is derived. The strategic plan gives priority to more deserving areas for implementation of water and sanitation infrastructure for the next 5 years. As the rollout of the strategic plan gets underway and in view of the emphasis the government has put in the water sector as the main enabler of the achievement of the Big Four agenda, the board is confident that it shall touch the core of every corner of the region still lacking water.
Nothing should stop us in giving around 95% services to the people. And I think we are here to work that. And we want to be a role model in the region so that people can look at an institution that is functioning within its own area of jurisdiction. We also want to ensure that there is transparency while implementing these facilities and value for money. We want any money that we receive, any resources we get, is well covered, well utilized, and the beneficiaries get what they expect or it surpasses with their expectation.
In keeping with the country's Vision 2030 goals in the water and related sectors, the Lake Victoria North Water Services Board will continue to work alongside other government agencies and development partners for the betterment of the nation.